Governor Ron DeSantis just admitted something that should terrify every homeowner in the state. His exact words in January 2025, "Things happen in life, and it's not like the government can save, but this was created by the legislation." Translation: the governor signed a law that's now destroying Florida's condo market. And while he's been begging the legislature for months to fix it, they've refused him 3 separate times. September 2024, November 2024, December 2024, all rejected. And now, millions of Floridians are facing assessments of $49,000, $70,000, even $100,000. Seniors on fixed incomes are being forced to sell homes they've lived in for 40 years. And in the next 7 minutes, you're going to discover how Florida's governor destroyed his own housing market, got rejected by his own party when he tried to fix it, and is now watching the state melt down in real time. Because condo prices are down 13% from their peak. Single-family inventory just hit a decade high. And Miami was just named the #1 housing bubble in the entire world for the 2nd year in a row. This isn't opposition propaganda. This is what's actually happening. And if you own property in Florida, you need to understand how the governor's own legislation is destroying your wealth. Let me take you back to June 24, 2021. Champlain Towers South in Surfside, Florida. A 12-story beachfront condo building collapses in the middle of the night. 98 people die. It's one of the deadliest building failures in American history. The investigation revealed decades of deferred maintenance, structural deterioration ignored by the condo association, water damage, corroded rebar, a building that should have been condemned years earlier but wasn't, because Florida had no requirements forcing condo associations to actually maintain their buildings or fund reserves for repairs. So in 2022, the Florida legislature passed sweeping reforms, unanimously. Every Republican, every Democrat, and Governor DeSantis signed it into law. The bill required all condos 30 years and older to undergo safety inspections by qualified engineers. It required condo associations to fully fund their reserves for future repairs. No more waivers, no more deferring maintenance. Buildings had to be safe and financially sound. The goal was noble: save lives, prevent another Surfside, make Florida condos the safest in America. But the execution? It's destroying people's lives. In Hillsborough County, Earl Cooper bought his parents' condo in the Bel Air community. The building is over 40 years old. His assessment for bringing the building up to code, $49,000 for a 1,400 square foot unit. The smallest apartments in his building are getting hit with $30,000 plus assessments. The largest units, $100,000. A 79-year-old owner in another building faced a $224,000 special assessment on top of monthly maintenance fees that had already doubled from $1,500 to $3,000 per month. So by September 2024, DeSantis is holding emergency roundtables with condo owners, and he's admitting the legislation he signed created unintended problems. He's calling for lawmakers to act before the December 31st deadline. He's proposing no-interest or low-interest loans to help condo owners. He's begging for a special session. And what did the legislature say? No. Senate President Kathleen Passidomo sent a memo to senators in September 2024. Her message was clear: I have no intention to convene a special session. She wrote, "No law is perfect. Sometimes issues arise during implementation. The upcoming committee weeks and regular session provide the best opportunity to address this." House Speaker Danny Perez echoed the same sentiment in November 2024. The question shouldn't be when, the question should be what. What is the solution people are offering? Translation: we're not helping you, Governor. You signed this law, you deal with it. so DeSantis kept trying. He held roundtables in Tampa, Miami Lakes, Pinellas Park. He met with condo owners facing financial ruin. He posted on social media, pleading for action. Millions of Floridians may be on the verge of losing their homes due to high costs. And the legislature? Radio silence. The December 31st, 2024 deadline came and went. The damage was already done. By January 2025, DeSantis is still begging. At a swearing-in ceremony in Tampa, he told reporters, "Things happen in life, and it's not like the government can save, but this was created by the legislation. But if we have an agreement, I'll call the session and we'll go. But I do think we need to act sooner rather than later." But the next legislative session doesn't start until March 4th, 2025, 3 months after the deadline passed. Too late for the people who've already been financially destroyed. But here's what DeSantis and the legislature didn't anticipate. The law didn't just hurt individual condo owners, it collapsed the entire condo market. According to Narada Real Estate, Florida condo values are down 13% from their peak. That's the biggest decline since the Great Recession. Not just a correction, a crash. In Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties, condo sales have fallen year over year in 11 of the past 12 months. Inventory is exploding. Condos have 8.2 months of supply. That's deep buyer's market territory. And in October 2025, UBS released its Global Real Estate Bubble Index. For the second year in a row, Miami ranked #1, the biggest housing bubble in the entire world, bigger than Zurich, bigger than Tokyo, bigger than Hong Kong. The report defines a bubble as a substantial and sustained mispricing of homes, and Miami hit every warning sign. Prices jumped 70% since 2019 in South Florida. Nationwide, it was 50%. Miami overshot by 40%. And now, the air is coming out fast. According to Mike Simonson from Altos Research, single-family inventory in Florida reached its highest level in a decade in 2025, and it's still climbing. Inventory is up 36.7% compared to 2024. That's among the biggest increases in the country. Days on market jumped from 58 to 74. Properties are taking 14 days longer to sell than a year earlier. Nearly 21% of listings have price cuts. And the migration wave that fueled Florida's boom? Dead. Florida gained 314,000 new residents in 2022. In 2024, just 64,000. That's an 80% collapse. And now, Democrats are going in for the kill, because this is a political gift. DeSantis created a crisis, his own party won't help him fix it, and everyday Floridians are suffering. Frost pointed to Florida Atlantic University research showing renters across the state face inflated costs for years to come due to low inventory and high demand. The average home value in Florida hit $389,000. Insurance costs are unaffordable for many families. And what has DeSantis done? Democrats argue he's focused on everything except housing. Immigration, culture wars, property tax elimination proposals that experts call bumper sticker politics. Everything except the crisis unfolding in real time. Former Republican State Senator Jeff Brands, who's been critical of DeSantis' handling of this, warned we're talking about tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of Floridians who are impacted by this that are left without options. It's a lot of heartbreak, and it's bankruptcies, and it's foreclosures. And he's not a Democrat. He's a Republican criticizing his own party's governor. But wait, didn't DeSantis pass housing legislation? Yes, the Live Local Act in 2023. It gave tax breaks to developers who create multifamily and mixed-use residential properties. And it's not working, at least not for regular buyers. The law incentivizes developers to build, but it doesn't control who they build for or what they charge. So developers are building luxury apartments with attainable housing units mixed in to qualify for tax breaks. But the majority of units are still market rate or above. According to Florida Atlantic University researchers, the inventory problem is real, but it's not being solved by luxury development. It's being solved by building homes for teachers, nurses, firefighters, hospitality workers, the people who actually make Florida run. Instead, developers got tax breaks to build more luxury apartments in already saturated markets. And condo owners who need relief from crushing assessments, they get nothing. But the condo crisis isn't happening in a vacuum. It's colliding with Florida's insurance apocalypse, and that's creating a death spiral nobody knows how to stop. Florida homeowners' insurance costs increased 54% from 2019 to 2024. Condo associations are seeing their master insurance policies triple or quadruple. That cost gets passed to unit owners through higher HOA fees. So condo owners are getting hit three ways simultaneously: special assessments of tens of thousands for structural repairs, doubled or tripled monthly HOA fees to fund reserves, skyrocketing individual condo insurance premiums. Former State Senator Brandes said, "It's not creating just an affordability crisis in the Florida condo market, but could cause a collapse." And he's right, because when you layer $50,000 assessments on top of $500 a month HOA fee increases, on top of doubled insurance premiums, ownership becomes impossible. People can't pay. They try to sell, but buyers won't touch units with massive pending assessments. So inventory piles up, prices drop, buildings can't find buyers for units, reserve funds don't get filled, the structural problems don't get fixed, and the cycle continues. So here's where we are. Governor Ron DeSantis signed legislation in 2022 that's now destroying Florida's condo market. By September 2024, he realized the mistake and begged the legislature for a special session to fix it. They said no 3 times. The December 31st deadline passed. Tens of thousands of condo owners got hit with massive assessments they can't afford. Condo prices dropped 13% from the peak. Sales collapsed, inventory exploded, and Miami became the #1 housing bubble in the world. Single-family homes aren't immune either. Inventory at a decade high and climbing. Migration collapsed 80%. Days on market jumped 16 days. Price cuts on 21% of listings. And DeSantis? He's out of political capital. His own party won't help him. Democrats are attacking him, and millions of Floridians are watching their property values evaporate while their housing costs skyrocket. In January 2025, DeSantis admitted, "This was created by the legislation, but admitting you caused a crisis doesn't fix it. And when your own legislature refuses to help you repair the damage, you're powerless." The next legislative session starts March 4th, 2025. Maybe they'll pass reforms. Maybe they'll provide loans or extend deadlines or find creative solutions. But for the people who've already lost everything, for the seniors forced to sell homes they've lived in for 40 years, for the families facing foreclosure, it's too late. Florida's housing market isn't just cooling, it's melting down. And the governor who promised to make Florida the freest state in America just created one of the biggest affordability crises in state history. The legislature abandoned him. The market is collapsing, and millions of Floridians are left holding the bag. This isn't about politics. This is about people's lives being destroyed by well-intentioned legislation with catastrophic consequences. And the saddest part? DeSantis saw it coming in September 2024. He tried to warn everyone. He begged for help. Nobody listened. That's it for today. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.